Greetings. Welcome to Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration, the channel where hope grows inspiration. Y'all, you know what? I just realized that my radio is playing and I'm trying to look down to see the button and I can't see it, whatever. I'm not going to even worry about it. Let's just listen to it. It's pretty good music. Maybe we'll play music every once in a while. That's pretty cool. Thought too. Okay. So, this is our very first Fleeting Thoughts Thursday video. Okay? And I'm actually pretty worried about it. And I'm going to tell you why. Right now it is started kind of late. And right now it is, I don't have my glasses, but I think it says 8:32. Now look, y'all. Okay? The last few days there has been a considerable variation in download time to the videos. Like this morning, sometimes it takes 3 hours, sometimes it takes 1 hour and 45 minutes. They're all around 30-minute videos though. They're taking from 45 minutes to 3 hours and 30 minutes. This morning, I had to record a video for another social media platform. And it was a 28-minute video, and it took 3 hours and 37 minutes. I really want this to be published on Thursday. Like, if it takes 3 hours and 37 minutes, it's going to be tomorrow. So, but you know what? We're working out these bugs and stuff, and just working how these times are. And I'm really thinking that the common denominator is my kids, all of us being on the Wi-Fi at one time. I think that's what it is. So they're all on their computers right now working for school tomorrow. They've got assignments due by midnight because school actually starts. You know, the kids can walk into school starting on Monday, but my kids are not going. They're staying home. So, their homework schedule is different now. It's actually going to be on a 5-day. It's going to be a pretty heavy load for them now, basically, but okay. That's not the point. This is the point. We have our very first Fleeting Thoughts Thursday video. And you know, I have a vision, okay? And I'm going to talk to you about it because I can't have the vision without you. Like, on Thursdays, we're not going to worry about the podcast. We're not going to focus on the podcast. I'm not even going to have the podcast platform links in the description box below. We're not going to do that. They're in the other videos. Like, you can look at the other videos and see those. Every Thursday night, now Thursday morning, you'll be able to find the links when I jump on and let y'all know that day's podcast has been produced and published. Let me turn this down a little bit since I can't see to turn it off. Thursday nights, no podcast. We're just going to be talking freely, and this is what I want to get to, okay? And this requires me and you. Okay, listen to me like I'm sitting there at the house with you, okay? Or with you. Maybe at the end of your bed like friends do, or maybe at the kitchen table, or maybe we're standing in the kitchen doing some cooking. Maybe we're playing Yahtzee. I need your help with this. What I want to do is, I'm going to kick off this Fleeting Thought Thursday with this thought that I have today. I do want to tell you though, I usually do poetry slams. I used to. It's been a couple of years because I was having problems with my eyes. It's fixed now. So, but I got very good friends from my Balapalooza. It's hard for me to say that word, but Balapalooza poetry slam group. Mrs. Gwen Woodson and John Mesa, aka One Deep, Mr. Tito Perez, and his wife Artie B. Perez. And I mentioned them. There are more people, but I mentioned them because I created some personal bonds with them, and we're still friends. We're still in each other's lives. Although I've kind of stepped away from the poetry slam scene, but I do want to tell you that these videos here, they're not all going to be poetry. We just want to talk, right? But listen, if there's something that you want to talk about, there's something you want to not necessarily get off your chest in a rant, we're not going to rant and rave. There are more platforms for that. There are other platforms for that. We want to stay inspired and stay armed with good thoughts and good self-affirmations and just positive energy to give out to other people, right? So talk about yourself, talk about your love, talk about your passion, right? And if you can't express it yourself, tell me, I'll do it for you. I'll be your voice, okay? And I'll talk, like if you want to declare something, usually declaration means appreciation. I'm all about being part of that life. You might, hey, look, here's a vision. You might want to ask someone to marry you, right? You may not want to, but you might want the world to know. Send me an email, man. I'll be glad to be part of that, express your love for someone. That's a very romantic thing to do for millions of people to see. Or, it could be, a birthday poem, or it just could be just a poem you wrote 10 years ago. It's just sitting in your top drawer. I know that feeling though. I wrote a book, y'all. I will talk about that later, but I just want to tell you, we can be so self-critical we won't even tell people about it. But I'll talk about that. Maybe in another podcast, autopilot, maybe in another video, Thursday night video, or maybe by the end of this video. We'll see how it goes, okay? So let's just keep going. And speaking of keeping going, keep going. I like the way it flows, okay? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Our attitude determines how that 2-word phrase resonates with us, though. How that resonates with us demonstrates how we are thinking right now, though. How we think is what we get inside and out, though. So, what did you get from that phrase? Keep going. Keep going. Did you imagine a cheerleader with pom-poms shaking? Rah, rah, and ree, kick him in the knee. Or did you imagine someone giving someone else directions, like to go left or go right or go straight? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Or maybe you saw yourself sternly telling someone, finger out, nostrils flared, eyes squinted. Keep going. Keep going. Because you don't want them to come your way. You see? That phrase was only 2 words, but there are over 780 billion people on the planet. Over 780 billion spirits on the planet. There are over 720 billion results, responses, reactions, circumstances, situations, conditions. Bottom line, what we all think, good, crude, pleasant, rude, reflects our attitude. And guess what? Every single attitude is bred, born, and it dies that way. Should I keep going? You see? That's it. We're done. That's all we want to do. We want to say something. We want to express something. We want to reflect off of each other, bounce off of each other, our energy. Keep it light and keep going. Right? Yeah. So, now that this music is playing, y'all hear how good that is? Yeah, that's some good music. I love music. Music is the closest thing to love that's not love. I don't know how to explain it, but I hear messages in music. messages. In every song that I hear a message. And it's for me. That's why I really love it. Love it. This is a good song. Actually, this is a pretty good playlist. It's on my YouTube, actually. Yeah. But let me while we're here chilling, vibing, I did want to go back and tell you about that book. I wrote a book back in January. Cut my finger today. I wrote a book back in January, and it's called Overcomer. Published it. It's called Overcomer. And y'all, it's so funny because I didn't even know at the time that I published it, I didn't even know that there was a movie called Overcomer. And when I went on Google to try to find the book so I can send the link to my mom, so she could finally see it, I saw there were 1 million Overcomers. Next time I publish a book, I'm gonna, research the title before I am so gung-ho on that one title. I was gung-ho on that one title. But, okay, so, yeah. I wrote a book, and this is what I was going to get to about keep going, about being able to keep going, and being self-critical. I didn't tell my mother that I published a book. When I was 6 years old, 1976, I was published. I have a piece of poetry called Raindrops to Rainbows that's in the Los Angeles Children's Museum of Art and Literature. A little place, I guess. I hope I said that right. It's been a long time, but yes, it's for children and it's for arts and literature, and I'm there. It's in the museum. 1976. And I really thought from that moment on I was going to be a writer. And I actually have written something every day my whole life. Like, it doesn't matter if it's on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or, on a piece of paper or in a diary or a dream book or any type of journal at a stoplight on a piece of bubblegum wrapper. I mean, if y'all only knew how much I write. It doesn't stop. But because it doesn't stop, I thought it was the only thing that I could do, And then, let me tell you, I published my book, okay? And then when I was finally able to see it well enough, it was, a pretty good book. I mean, it's good. It was good. I mean, it was so critical. I didn't even tell my mother. After all that time, after writing Maya Angelou, and for me, in 1989, 1992, I was 22 years old. 1992. I received some correspondence back, and I know have people that write their letters and answer their fan mail or whatever, but I got a letter from Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou. She's my muse, and she passed away on my birthday. Something else, and I can walk outside right now and point to a particular star that's hers. It is her. I found a star and I named it Dr. Angelou. Yeah. But that's how look, I was so self-critical that I didn't even tell my mother after all those years. After 44 years, I published a book and didn't even tell my mom because of self-doubt and worry. This is what I'm getting to. That's why I want to be a voice for people, even if it's in the comments section, even if it's just a poem. Sometimes it's very important to feel like we have a voice until we get our own, right? I'm happy to do that. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you how. Let me tell you what helped me find my voice again. See, I got involved with a small publishing company called Manny's World Publishing. Okay? okay? The staff is fantastic. They're very encouraging. They're inspiring. They also work with your budget too. Like, I wouldn't have published a book if it wasn't within budget. You know, and I'm just gonna tell you something else too while I'm talking, y'all. While we're listening to this cool music. I also published a second book, and that second book is on Kindle. It's called The Obituary Writer, and it's one book out of a series of 7. It's called Glow. And Obituary Writer, it sounds kind of scary, but it's not. It's actually an inspirational urban love story. Like, it's got a little mysticism in there, it's a really, really interesting story, and it's going to lead us to a very, very wonderful ending to a whole book series called Glow. And what I'll do is, y'all, I'll go ahead and put my email address down in the description box below. And if I don't make it there, if I don't get the autopilot, if I don't get the links to the 2 books down in the description box below tonight, because I'm really worried about this video being published on time. It'll be there sometime tomorrow, or if not, by next Thursday. And we'll be able to, you can talk to me, you can get in contact with me. If you ever feel like that you found your voice and you want to publish something, let me know, and I can help you do it. Well, I can't help you do it, but I can lead you to the people that will. Okay? Thank you for being here. I think we're going to wrap up this video, our very first video of Fleeting Thought Thursdays, with this cool music playing and some inspiration, feeling inspired. Thank you so much and I will mention the podcast now, for tuning in and visiting me every day here on the channel to get a review of what we've talked about or what's been published that morning, and then just wrap it up with some daily inspiration, which we'll do Monday through Saturday, twice on Thursdays, once in the morning with the daily podcast announcement, and then at night, hopefully next Thursday, I will get to it and allow a 3-hour download time and have it done by 7 or 8, because I have a feeling this bad boy it'll be very close to tomorrow before it's published, before it's downloaded. Give me a second, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Isn't that pretty though? That's so pretty. Yeah, so, okay. Thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast, and thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Thank you for your support. Okay? Please like, please share, please comment, because that's the whole point, so we can vibe off of each other. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, okay? We don't like gray days, we don't like gray moods, but we do like the gray color notification bell. Thank you so much for being here, okay? And I will see you again tomorrow on this channel.